Our next guy may be familiar to some of you. He ran for county board about 5.5 years ago. He came out of nowhere. He was not a political figure. He got, what, 43% of the vote? 43% of the vote. He ran against John Weishan, who represented West Allis and part of the side of town. I'll let him tell the rest of his story. His name is Greg Herker.
Thank you. Hey, the first thing I wanted to comment before I told you a little bit why Orv asked me to be here was I was looking around and tea parties and rallies, as Pete said. I've heard a lot in the news, and I haven't been to one of these yet, and you people have been called a lot of different names out there. Looks like people I go to church with, shop with, go to a ball game with. I got my daughter here. She's by herself. I think she's safe. You're good Americans. As Orv said, I live about 4 or 5 blocks away, Jackson Park area, if you're familiar with it. I ran for county supervisor. I take things personally. The pension scandal, that's stealing from me. They're taking my money and my family's money that I worked very hard for. So I ran. I had no background, didn't know what I was doing, but nobody was going to run against this guy. And like, how can that be? So did that, moved along, got involved with the community on the Jackson Park board, and started to work to try to help the community. And this is where the story gets a little bittersweet. Been here over 11 years. Last week I sold my house. I'm now in Waukesha County. I'm spending the same of what I spent here for a yard that's 4 times bigger and a house that's 25% bigger. I got a school my daughter can go to. People are voting with their feet. Now when people like myself, professional person, middle class, that's who pays the bills here. That's who shops at the store here. Sir Paul isn't going to have me as much for a fish fry. The Century across the street, I'm not buying my groceries there anymore. So it's a little bittersweet. Because change needs to happen. A lot of what we've seen is because our politicians, county board Scott talked about, is not representing you. Those people out marching out front, that's who they're working for. And what we need to do is take the government back, and that's been the theme over and over again. Let these people know they work for you. And saying that, I know we got to look in the mirror. Chris Kleisman earlier called for action, and that's what we need, action. So, with this budget coming up, tell your friends. Those board members need your phone calls. They don't get any phone calls. I researched this when I got involved with this. These guys don't get 20 calls in a week. I don't know what they do. It's got to be one of the cushiest jobs there is. You meet once a month, sit on a board meeting once a month, and that's it. And then they spend your money. So they need to hear from you, because right now, they do not. And if you have somebody that's going to run and vote for you, support them. Get out there. You've got to knock on doors. You've got to be heard. You've got to tell people about this. And you got to do it now. Thank you.